Peace, families. Tiffany Hills popping in with a video. Things have taken a drastic turn. So in this video, I'm going to speak from the heart. More importantly, I'm going to speak from my truth. Y'all know I come on here and I make videos and I share channels, and I know them to be accurate before I present any information. I trust my spirit. I trust my integrity. I trust my character. I trust myself. A couple of videos I made, I was talking about us gaining this victory. I was talking about us coming into our wealth, coming into our freedom, things being returned to the rightful owners or stewards of the earth. But it's some things that need to be addressed. Brother Bobby came to me in a dream probably about 5 days ago. Whenever Brother Bobby comes, there's always a pay close attention to something. He just doesn't show up to show up. This particular dream, he says, Khadijah, Panic, and Linda trapped him in his body. And he wanted me to take them out. Now I go on missions all the time to take shit out. That's what I do. So I did exactly what he asked me to do. 3 days later, I hear that Brother Panic has passed. I was like, oh, damn. Usually if I'm given a mission and I'm told to take something out or take someone out, it could either be like an energy or entity around that person. Never before has it happened like this. Now, I have an up close and personal story. But first, let me say, I was inspired by Onyx Rising and another sister whose channel goes by the name of The Real Light to go ahead and do this video in lieu of the circumstances. Brother Bobby did not have a stroke. Brother Bobby was poisoned slowly over time by his wife. Linda. So I'm going to take y'all back to 2013. I remember when the news was, Sister Blue was talking about Brother Bobby had a stroke and we was to send light, but I knew that he had passed. I knew. And I cried and I was like, what do we do now? Because in my eyes, Brother Bobby was invincible. And it's not about worshiping a person. A person is this person who had this light, who brought this light, who had this sincerity, this integrity, this dignity, and just wanted to know and shared what he knew and on a masterful level in so many areas. These people were severely jealous of Brother Bobby among so many. And the only reason they were able to pull off what they did is because he loved and trusted them. But he also knew that this was just a part of a work that he had to do. He had to do work on the planet, and he had to do work in the spiritual realm. Because he gained enough light to go and do what needed to be done in the spiritual realm as far as freeing others. He's always talking about freeing people. He was always talking about freeing souls. So in 2013, I took Panic's class. I believe I was like Cycle 7. And as nice as Panic could be, he could also be an amazing asshole. The first day of the class, I didn't know really what to do. I never did Skype or anything like that. So I called the number to see, was I doing it right? What time do we call in or whatever? And he just went off. Not only did he do it to me, he did it to another sister who was in the class, and she just said, fuck it, to keep the money, send my money to Brother Bobby. While in this class, I had never seen Brother Panic. I just, heard blog talks. So I never seen him. I think it was like one video. But in the video I seen, and then the person that I seen was like, that's Brother Panic? He looked like he just was severely small, like he was going through something. I can tell. I remember in one of the classes he took a pill and he was saying something about his kidneys acting up, or his kidney acting up, or something like that. So I took this class and learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. But there was a couple things that happened. I remember he told Khadijah to come say hi to the class during this particular session. And she did. She came over, and I saw a tall, dark-skinned woman who looked significantly older than him. And I was just like, wow, that just don't look like his type, And I just left it at that. But she looked very apparition-ish, if I can say that. She looked kind of creepy. The next session, whenever a class was going, they dad family shit going on or whatever, and Khadijah comes in and she says hi to the class, but it's this light-skinned woman. Looks totally different. I said, well, maybe he got multiple wives. I didn't know, but I know what I seen the first time. I know exactly what I saw. I know what I saw. These were two different people. And I'm looking like, what happened to the dark-skinned lady? During class, that's when, I got to know, well, we had I wouldn't really call it a friendship, but like a acquaintance type. He's like, Tiff, I'm gonna call you. And he gave me some, because I sent a bunch of, when I took his class, I sent some crocheted items to Khadijah. I made him a blanket. I made, and I asked him, I made Dr. Aleem and his Dr. Aleem's wife some things. I believe her name is Kadira. And I made Brother Bobby a blanket and some fairy slippers, and his wife some things. But don't let me get ahead of myself. I'm gonna take as much time as I need to talk about what needs to be said. Bub, you want the window down? I'll wait. And I asked him, could you, get me in touch with Brother Bobby, or give me, his address so I can send them the things, I get a call from Linda. She just sounds so bubbly, so bright, so happy. And I told her, No, I hadn't made the things just yet. And I asked, I want, but I did start on Brother Bobby's blanket. And she said, well, I asked her what she wanted, and she was like, well, I like a shawl or whatever. I was like, oh, cool, no problem. I'm gonna get you a shawl. So I made a bunch of shit. I just loved the fact that I could get that close to Brother Bobby and give finally. Everything he gave to me, I could finally financially afford to send them donations. I could afford to do as much crochet as I wanted. So I ended up making him a blanket, some fairy slippers, and like I said, I made Sister Linda some things, some fairy slippers and a shawl or whatever the case may be. And she seemed very grateful. And I continued to send donations, And every time I would send a donation, she would send me back a handwritten letter saying, thank you, we appreciate you, we love you. And I just felt it made me feel so good. I was so happy. I remember telling Panic, and he was like, well, I made that happen. You know what I mean? I got you in touch with her or whatever. Just real, And I was just like, okay, nigga, whatever. And around that time, he's like, send me pictures. And I did. I sent pictures. I did. I thought, okay, this is part of being spiritual. I'm new to this. And, enamored by, someone who has all this knowledge and, who was my doorway into this level of consciousness that led me to Brother Bobby. It was Panic. So I came into metaphysical or occult consciousness around 2009, 2010. So while in class, he would tell, all of Brother Bobby's business, just gossipy. And I just, I never liked dudes like that. Like, why would, dudes that gossip is something, something real bitchy about that. And he would just, if I felt like a lot of whatever was going on with Brother Bobby was their business. It wasn't to be discussed among strangers because that's what we were, So he writes a book, and in the book, he finally gets done with this book, and so he, he helped me out a lot as far as like shouting me out and fairy slippers and the things that I did with crochet. But right is right and wrong is wrong. So he writes the book, the first book. I think he wrote two, but the first book. And so I was excited about the book, bought the book. He signed it and said, whatever. But I found something very odd about Panic, because Panic wasn't the type to shout people out. He wasn't, he talked about everybody. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, that was not him. And so in the book, there was an acknowledgments page. And it was full of people. And my name was among those people. I was Tiffany Messenger at the time. And I read the book. I thought the book was kick-ass, but a couple things dawned on me. Or not dawned on me, but just kind of caught my attention. And one of them was the acknowledgments. Like, why would he acknowledge all these people? Most of which he didn't even like. And I didn't really, think that he would even think that much of me to acknowledge me. You know what I'm saying? So, Spirit said, over time, it revealed, it said, tear that page out and burn it, because Panic gave us all up. The classes were designed to find certain light beings and to take us out. I've had many, many, many attempts on my life from this camp. The last attempt I had was the most recent. They sent some dude. Got close to me, got a reading. I could tell this person did not like me at all whatsoever. But, I just want to send you some. I sent him, he got a reading. I sent him some fairy dust. Oh, I'm going to send you a bunch of shit. I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you that. Big box of shit. But what he sent, he had sigils on everything. And I was just like, well, why would you mark some shit, that if it's for me, let me do what I want to do. And he's like, it was a bunch of shit, crystals and candles and runes, and needless to say, all this shit is in the trash now. But I remember getting, the next night, I called him and I thanked him for everything, and I just felt so good. I made a video about it, and I just, it was just very, happy that somebody, you know, felt that way about me. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember going to sleep. And that night I had a dream about Panic and Khadijah. And they were standing by my closet door looking very shamed and guilty about something. Like, you know how little kids get in trouble and their head go down and they just be, you know their mama about to get them. Like, you know, it was that type of look. And I just felt this extreme heaviness, you know. So I called the guy, or he called or something, and I was like, I had a dream about, I told him the dream and whatever, and he was like, oh, that sounds whatever, whoop-de-whoop. He ain't really worth discussing, but just his part in this, you know, they send them, you know what I'm saying? They send them, and they do it all the time. It's shit that has happened to me I haven't ever talked about. So after this happens, there's just this, you know, I'm feeling, you know, this person is doing all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? But one thing about me, and I Panic knew this, he said, Tiffany, you always protected. And that kind of stood out to me because I was just like, how would you know unless you're trying to do some shit? So as time goes on, I kind of lost touch with Panic, and things just stopped. You know, his videos wasn't resonating. He seemed to be getting worse. The ego, the information. It was like 5 hours of talk and 5 minutes of science. After Brother Bobby, it was like Brother Bobby kept Panic in check to me. After Brother Bobby passed, and I know he passed, it was just like, you know, no holds bars. And then he was fucking with all the people who he said he didn't like. So when I came across, when I got the information that he allegedly passed, I knew the information. I knew the dream. I knew what happened. And I was like, well, fuck, this is some big shit. Who do I talk to? You know what I'm saying? I need to talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Mook shot me a text, and I was like, you know, can we chop it up real quick? And we chopped it. I think later that day I came across Onyx video because I was looking for more. You know, I'm like, okay, what is this, you know, reaction to Panic's death? Because I'm not heartless, but I knew the dream. And I've been looking sideways at things for a long time when it comes to Brother Bobby. Long time. So when Sister Onyx was breaking down the recordings and the so-called conversations, or the first, you know, and what struck me, when she was just breaking down, you know, the information about just picking it apart, and I was like, this is shit I've been thinking about this for quite some time. Just didn't know how to put it together and where to put it, and not to be just wolfing knife out, you know, side of my neck, to really know what I'm talking about. And I was so infuriated. I was so upset because I could clearly see how long was he being tortured. How long had they been doing these things to him? I'm going to put the videos in the description box. And no, I don't want y'all to email me about y'all stories, about how you felt, whatever. Make a video. Because this shit is over. The whole conscious so-called community, this shit is fucking over. All this fuckery, this shit is over. All of y'all are now falling. Not about to. All of y'all are now falling like fucking dominoes. All of y'all. Brother Rich, you know Brother Bobby was the reason for your success. And this is how all of y'all, even y'all elders, all of y'all know. All of y'all fucking know. And even y'all who know enough to say something or to do something, you done nothing. And you want to keep saying a whole bunch of dumb shit I've never seen Brother Bobby's videos as much as I see him now. Anytime I turn on my YouTube, Brother Bobby is flooding the suggestions. How dare y'all? How dare y'all? And then I come across the video with Khadijah, and she's saying, oh, Panic passed. He went through a portal. We don't know when he died. We don't know how he died. We don't know the circumstances. We ain't seen a fucking body. But he went through some type of fairy tale portal. And all of this is orchestrated. Because Brother Bobby been coming through to so many of us. In dreams, in visions, and y'all fucking getting y'all asses handed to y'all right about now. For money? Dr. Elaine? Kadira? Really, y'all? Acting like y'all so humble and y'all these teachers. See, he was fucking with y'all money. Because when he started saying this shit is about, the guys is all fuckery, all of this shit that y'all done built y'all whole careers on, it's fucking with y'all money. And instead of y'all growing and having integrity and dignity and truth, y'all went against Brother Bobby. All of y'all. That's the only reason y'all was able to pull off what y'all did for as long as y'all had. It's been 9 years. Oh, but he been coming through. This whole panic death, it's not real. I went in to try to find him. It's not real. I felt nothing. I picked up on nothing. When Brother Bobby was alive, that's when panic brought the fire. That's when his lectures was fire. After Brother Bobby, all that shit went downhill. They wanted to take that light. They wanted to emulate that light. And Brother Panic was severely jealous of Brother Bobby. All of you were. He wasn't fucking with half of y'all. How dare you? How dare you insult our intelligence? And if you listen to the conversation that he supposedly had with Dr. Aleem, he's not even talking to Dr. Aleem. Dr. Aleem is just plugging in, yup, to make it seem like they having some fucking conversation when they were not. I'm so disappointed in y'all elders. I'm so fucking disappointed in y'all. He just supposed to die, and we just supposed to forget about him. And in the age of digital, why was there never a video recording of Brother Bobby after his stroke? Why wasn't he recorded, talking and video? Why we couldn't see? Why is it just this funky ass picture of somebody that ain't even him? And we hear him talking behind this picture. You think we was gonna really just forget about him and he was gonna be swept under the rug? And Brother Panic had the audacity to make a video talking about y'all been kissing his ass. Nigga, fuck you. And you don't get a chance to die just yet. Just yet. All of you charlatans. All of you. And it's so many of y'all. And those of us who have souls, is so little of us. Oh, but the light is shining. Oh, but the light is shining. This whole portals of Pan is trying to hold down the light, Brother Bobby is now rising. And he will have his veneration. We will send Brother Bobby off right. My heart is so broken when I think about what must have happened to him and how long. Like, nobody gonna ride for Bobby. And those of us who are speaking are those of us who got these small platforms. It's just like with Nipsey. Nobody gonna tell the fucking truth. Nobody in his family gonna say, fuck that Eric Holder shit. This is what happened, and this is why he was killed. Nobody gonna ride. He just supposed to die with everything he gave. And all of us, we just, oh, Brother Bobby, I learned so much. And they just throwing his name around like confetti. Brother Panic ain't dead, y'all. It's all a shit show. Please come for me, because I can use the target practice. Just like you've been coming for me. And you have been utterly unsuccessful. What y'all underestimated was how much we loved Brother Bobby, because he saved our lives. How dare you? When you go listen to the Real Lights video and the dream she had, you gonna see exactly. So everything she said, I start putting my pieces together that I actually had the experience. I seen it with my own eyes. I was there. And I told y'all in my videos, this is us doing this shit. See, what happened with this whole conscious community shit, they was just supposed to keep us in this fucking infinity loop shit. Thinking we learning shit because everybody's making it sound so fantastical, and it just sounds so complicated, and I just gotta get in there. It's all fucking bullshit. Because these people are thieves. What was Panic's friend name? Dame, who was doing the t-shirt that I never got. Never got my t-shirt. I paid for it though. And when I contacted him about refunding because I didn't get my shirt, he said he couldn't send it because it had been too long. And sent me some bogus tracking number that is stuck in some place, but they are all thieves. All thieves. I don't drink. I don't smoke, never have. I'm not under any influence of a mushroom or anything like that. I'm under the influence of truth. And since you want to play with this shit, the king of bullshit has just failed. And every one of y'all gonna fall like dominoes. And it's happening. And it's happening. How dare you? One thing about the crucified Christ is the Christ rises. And he's been rising in all of us. From this point on, this shit is going a whole nother way. It's going a whole nother way. Spirit has said the strongholds have been lifted. We have been and we are victorious. They wanted to hold us down on every level, family. On every level. And my question is, it's like, I know Brother Bobby used to talking about certain goddesses and, you know, who was his team. Like, where are all these people? Where's all the people who really love Brother Bobby? Who was his right hand? Where are all these people? Where are all these oracles? Where are all these people? And he kept telling us about Obatala. Oh, he was asking for help. And when he comes to us, family, this is one thing I want you to understand for those of y'all who haven't had the visitation. Brother Bobby don't come broke down. He don't come asking for help in the sense of he don't know what to do. He comes giving us guidance. Like, this is what it is. Do this. ABC, you know what I mean? He come through like way stronger than he was when he was on the planet. He come through glorious. And I remember when I was with the guy that they sent, having exchanges with him, and I was watching a Brother Bobby tape, and he was saying how he used to talk shit about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King came and kissed him on the forehead, you know, and was just, you know, pretty much thanking him, you know. And I remember Brother Bobby, I was in the bathroom at the house I lived in at the time, and he kissed me on my forehead. He came in there with his wife. It was a woman who I thought to be Linda. And he kissed me on my forehead, and he told me he was proud of me. And now I understand, because he knew I would make this video. The fuckery is over, family. Brother Bobby will be sent off right. Like the fucking master he has been. The ascended master. He deserves that. More than deserved it. Been deserved it. And y'all did fucking nothing.